Hi guys, Stu, Alan and the rest of the team here for Outdoor Basics, and today we're going to talk about this, and what this is a camping survival kit from Aldi. In the UK and I think across Europe, Aldi is a kind of supermarket brand, but it's notorious for having a middle aisle that you could go in and get a chainsaw, a canoe or even a survival kit, so it's kind of varied. So there was this camping survival kit, so we thought we'd grab it, give it a little test run and see what it has in it. So stay tuned. The kit comes with 9 individual items. Some of the individual items are like multi-use things, and it seems pretty decent for what it is. We've done it before with a wee survival kit we got for Asda and we thought it was a bit funny. So this is kind of Aldi's brand, Adventure Ridge. And I'll just talk about what it has in it. Full transparency, I'm missing 2 items of kit from it, and I'll tell you what they are and why they're not in it. Okay, so first and the most noticeable thing really is this large orange kind of rubbish bag, trash bag liner. Bright orange rucksack liner, and it has like some safety tips for safety in the hills, which is kind of cool. And it talks about safety in the hills, be prepared, carry spare food and clothing, let someone responsible know where you are and where you're going and when you're expected to return. It's got the international distress signal, 6 blasts and a whistle, or 6 shouts, flashes of a torch, mirror, etc. That's pretty decent. Protection from the cold is vital for survival. Appropriate clothing, shelter, conserve water. So yeah, it's actually got some handy information on this orange rucksack liner. Feels fairly robust as well. So yeah, you could use that for signalling, you could use it for putting your kit in your rucksack, or in an emergency, what I'm going to kind of show you how I would use it if I had to, a wee bit later. But so far, pretty impressed with that. It's like the wee kind of handy aide memoir on it. It's pretty cool, that's cool. Yeah, impressed with that, it's pretty cool. Next, the duty foil space blanket. It's quite thin as usual, but still it seems like it's going to be one of the you know, full size ones. So yeah, that's a very handy bit of kit, multitude of uses. We'll have a wee look at how I'm going to utilise this. Next we've got a kind of wee hank of 550 cord, kind of paracord on a carabiner, like a keychain. So you could attach your keys to one end and then attach it to you. And it's just good cordage, is one of the kind of 5 C's of survival in it. And as well with this handy carabiner you could attach other bits of kit. I'm not really sure how much cordage it is, but it looks like a fair amount, so yeah, can't go wrong with some cordage. Next thing is another wee kind of key ring kind of holder. And what I did do with this was put one of the tinder quicks in it. I got for the bushcraft store. I just thought that was a good thing to put in it. So yeah, you could have a means of kind of getting your fire on the go just attached onto your keys. Next, the same as the last one, you've got a kind of mini fire steel. I did scrape the paint off the end of this. People said in the last video you're meant to use the teeth bit at the top, like a kind of hacksaw blade. It's not actually a hacksaw blade, and the teeth on that is still coated with paint, so it wasn't striking anything. All I did do was just kind of scrape some of the paint off that end there. And you are getting some sparks. It's not mint, but you are getting something. So the kind of fire steel itself seems okay, but the same as the last kit, the striker was kind of shit. I'm going to go over this bit last. Okay, so next, map case. Obviously put a map in it or use it to carry the rest of the kit. It seems okay, like as far as a map case goes, but if I'm using a map case, I would always go as high a quality as I could and get like an Aldi B map case. I've used them for my military career all the way through. Even if you're kind of using a splash map, a proper good quality map case counts. But again, this feels okay. It's just it's kind of splash resistant. Like, it's not, if you dropped your map in a river, it would get wet. Whereas the Aldi B ones are kind of like canoe sacks. But yeah, it could be okay. In a survival situation or in a pinch, could I use it to carry water? Fill it up to there and hold it and carry water? Yeah. I'd use it to carry other bits and bobs, definitely. So yeah, kind of decent. Okay, so on the card you'll see, well, you won't see because you're over there, but Aaron will zoom in on it at some point. There was a 35 litre rucksack liner, and it was kind of like mylar coated in the inside, and there was loads of uses for that. But I'm currently using that on a bag in the house that I kind of put on my bag when I go cycling because it's high visibility. But yeah, that was decent. It was waterproof, the elastic on it was decent, and it's that decent I'm using it every day. So yeah, kind of rucksack liner. And there was a little storage box that came in a kind of plastic tub, standard Tupperware tub, good solid quality, that good. I'm kind of using it for putting packed lunches in. So yeah, I'm using both of those bits of kit, so I don't have them with me today. Last out of all the kit is this little whistle. Decent whistle, and it actually, what I thought was really cool, it gives you the international distress signal, so you could actually signal for help. A whistle blast will go far further than your voice just shouting, and also when you're exhausted, if you're feeling the effects of the weather, trying to shout is far harder than just blowing a whistle. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with this. Also on the top of it there is a compass. I haven't actually checked it against one of my normal compasses, but going off what I know, north is in that direction, and it's saying north there, so yeah, fairly accurate, it seems okay. It's got the duty kind of compartment here. I've filled it with waterproof, windproof matches and a striker, because why would I not? Why would, if I've got the capability of taking them out, would I not do it? I'd be silly to do that, eh? So yeah, I filled that with windproof, waterproof matches and a striker. If you look in the inside of this, there's a mirror. Could I use that for signalling? Possibly, yeah. But for me, what's good about it, let's say I've fell, I've banged my head, whatever, I can actually have a look at myself and check to see how bad that injury is. So yeah, a multi-use, a whistle for signalling, a container for matches, a compass. It can be lanyarded onto myself. There is what I believe is meant to be a small ferrocerium rod on the side. I don't know. Nah, it's just there for show. No, I don't think it's a small ferrocerium rod at all. But maybe I'm getting it wrong. So yeah, really impressive bit of kit. It's got some real usable items in it. So for Aldi, it definitely has a usable map case. Definitely, you just wouldn't want to immerse your map in water if you kind of fell in a stream. But why would you be that mental? Decent wee handicap paracord that could be used in a pinch if you're out and about and your shoelace snaps or whatever. Great. Ferrocerium rod, wee ferro rod, kind of decent. Striker's not great, but again, small usable ferro rod. What I like about it is that you can kind of get full size hand on it. The wee kind of pill case or whatever that I've used to, again, why would I not put stuff in it? To put the TBS Outdoors kind of wee fire starter. And then foil blanket. You really should have one for getting out and about and kind of, whether you're on the hill or in the woods or whatever, just a really versatile bit of kit. And then what I'm really impressed with, for me these are the best two items. The multi-use high-vis orange whistle, and then the rucksack liner with all the survival tips on it. That's a great wee addition. Would I use it as a rucksack liner? Personally, no. I prefer canoe sacks or dry sacks. But is that a great wee thing to take along with you? Yeah, definitely. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to kind of knock up a wee survival shelter. If I kind of stand up now, I think if Alan raises the camera maybe above, the wind is really, really strong here, yeah. It's moving across, it's all kind of moorland in that direction. But when I dip behind the wall, I'm completely taken out of the wind, and the wind chill factor is one of the main things that's going to get you. If you're out on the moors, you're out on the hill, when you have a bit of a nightmare, the ability to quickly knock up a survival shelter or a small shelter, not so much a survival shelter, I would say an awaiting rescue shelter, because I'm not going to be out here for 5 days living off of a wee bag. But I could, while I'm waiting the emergency services to come and get me, knock something up for myself. So just out of interest, I'm going to do that now. So no, I'm not planning to stay here for 5 days like a madman, but an awaiting rescue shelter, most definitely. So stay tuned for that. So as I said, this is not a survival shelter. That's not what this is. This is an awaiting rescue shelter. Let's say I've just been out on the moors all day with my friends and my kids, and one of us has received a bit of a mechanical injury and we can't get them out. We're having to kind of phone for rescue. That's most likely what is going to happen to me, and that is most likely what would happen to you. You're out and you're going to get caught in an inconvenience. One of your friends or your kids is going to receive a mechanical injury and you're going to take a wait rescue. You're not going to be there for days, you're not going to be there for weeks. More than likely it's going to be a couple of hours. So this is just a simple way of getting out of the wind, yeah, and maintaining some warmth so you can look after that casualty until help arrives. So yeah, stay tuned, let's do this. Just using a load of the smaller rocks kind of across the top of the wall to weight this down before I sort this end out now, yeah. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a bit of this, the string that I've kind of got for attaching the mat face. Then I can just get this right in my pocket. If I want to attach it onto that, a small stone or a small stick is definitely the best way to go, yeah. So, I'm going to tie a knot in the end of the cordage. I'm then going to take the stick and wrap it round in the foil and fold it over on itself like that, yeah, like a wee package, and wrap it round one more time. And then I'm going to take my cordage and just make a basic Canadian jam knot. And that toggle will stop that coming out, yeah. From there I can just pass it round. And attach that with a basic slip knot there. Okay, from there, when I'm under here, yeah, I can decide how I'm going to go for there. Okay, another super simple kind of thing that I can do to make life much comfier is use my rucksack liner. And what I'm going to do, loads and loads of it, and I'm going to keep stuffing this as much as I can until I get this right filled all the way to the top. So tune in a wee minute and you'll see how I'm going to use that once I've done it. Okay, so what I've got is this orange bag completely stuffed with this dry grass. I can get it in under the shelter, and if I have to, I can get myself right in here and hunker down on top of it. And what that's doing is, that's insulating at least my core, yeah, off the ground. Because if I'm just lying on this damp, wet ground, that is going to suck the heat through my body. I've also got this mylar blanket reflecting my own body heat back down onto me. So I'm doing a reasonable job at making a microclimate. Is this a survival shelter? Absolutely not. Is this a few hours awaiting rescue shelter? Yes, that's what it is. Could I use all the deadfall around me and make a lean-to like deadfall shelter? Yes, and if you want to see how to do that, look through some of your past videos and you'll see how to make no-tool shelters really quickly. But that's not what I'm doing. This is if one of the lads has got a simple injury, we can get his warm kit on him, his dry kit on him, get him under here on top of this, and get this off on top of him. A, get him out of the wind, because that's what's going to do him in. B, get him off the ground and C, make him as comfortable as possible awaiting a rescue. So yeah, it's just a wee bit of fun really, like the wee Aldi bits and bobs, same as the last one. With basic knowledge, you can utilise simple kit to kind of get yourself through a bit of a kind of difficult situation. So am I saying I could take the Aldi camping survival kit and run off into the wild and never come back again? Most definitely not. Am I saying some of the items in it are very useful? Most definitely yes I am. And then here is a nice simple wee idea of how you could knock up an awaiting rescue shelter. It's just a bit of fun, don't take it too serious, but there is some usable, useful skills demonstrated. But as always, if you're going out into the wild, first thing you should do is seek expert advice. Go and learn. I personally went and joined the Royal Marines, learned a load of skills whilst I was in the Royal Marines. Then after my time in the military, I've continued working on and honing those outdoor skills. Especially before that, I kind of done all my Duke Edinburgh awards as a kid, and so I've spent my whole life in the outdoors really seeking that knowledge. So if you want to be safe in the outdoors, whether it's in the woods or on the hill, first thing I would suggest doing is seek knowledge, not kit. Seek knowledge and learn how to use the kit you've got. This was just a wee bit of fun. I got to practice some skills, test out some kit and share some knowledge. So as always, if you like what we're doing, please like, share, comment, subscribe and all that good sounding stuff. As always, I've been Stuart, he's been Alan, and yous have been awesome. See you in the next one. See? Get yourself out the wind, get yourself as kind of hunkered down as much as you can, out the elements, get yourself off the floor and you're awaiting rescue. Like I say man, we're not building a forever survival shelter. Let's say we were out with the wee man, he'd hurt himself, we could quickly knock this up to get him out of the wind, get him out of the elements, get him as warm as possible and await rescue, whether that would be an air ambulance or simply people yomping in to help us out. Sound? Cool.
And go.
Okay guys, so bonus feature, I'm just going to use the kit, the matches that I put in the whistle or the wee fire steel to get a fire on the go, utilising the kit. So if I had to, I could do that just to show you that we could do that with basic kit. Found a bit of kind of dead standing, knocked that over, and I'm going to use that to sort out a base for my fire and then get all that started. So stay tuned, here we go. We're up in kind of moorland here and it's absolutely sodding it, but still I'll just kick all that out the way so no fire spreads. First thing I'm going to do is just make a kind of raft to put the fire on, to get the fire off the ground. So what that does as well your fire's establishing is it takes it off the wet ground, Also what that does is allows more air to circulate. Because I'm not going to really establish a long fire here as well, it just keeps it off the ground, which is what I want as well. I've cleared an area back here. Like I said, we're in kind of moorland. It's already sodden, but still belt and braces. I've cleared an area back and I've put the raft down, which is going to hold it when the fire at its beginning off the wet ground, allow more oxygen to get into it and allow it to establish much easier. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of utilise the kit that I added in. So first bit of kit I'll go with is the wee kind of tinder tab from what do you call it?
Aldi.
The bushcraft store. So for there, mate, I just kind of want to break this open, yeah, and get the kind of as many of the fibres shown as I can. Get that in there. Could I get it going with the ferro rod? I would imagine so, to be brutally honest. But I'm going to utilise what I have, which is a match. Oh yeah, I'll utilise the match, make life easy. Work smarter, not harder, eh? So these are apparently windproof, weatherproof matches, but we'll soon see ya. Yeah, that's got both of them to catch. So I'm going to take a lot of these smalls, more kind of pencil lead thickness really, and I don't want to smother it, but I'm going to get quite a few of them over it. And as always when I'm doing the fires, I want to like lattice them. So what do I mean by that? Some going that way, some going that way, so it doesn't crush itself. Just let it slowly start to catch on them. Like I say, you'd be mental not to kind of utilise these containers for what they are, i.e. having matchsticks in them, having tinder tabs in them. Prior planning prevents a piss poor performance, and I'd rather the old classic, have it and not need it, than need it and not have it. So I'll just start working through, going up a wee bit at a time. Oh. Come round this side, buddy, so you're not getting smoked out.
You won't like these on it.
Let's do this, buddy, just nail down there.
Like that?
That'll do. I'm just going to slowly let that build. So yeah, kind of again, understanding the basics of how to do things, understanding how to use basic kit, getting practice with basic kit. Don't kind of wait until you're on the hill and it all goes wrong and you're trying to do it then. Practice basic skills now. Look, we're just out knocking around on a Sunday afternoon and I've just tried out some of the wee bits of kit that I'm carrying. Would it get a fire on the go? Well, yeah, it would. The wee man's had a practice of some skills, I'm getting a practice of some skills, my mates are out and about and it's just a good time. However, I've prepared for if I was on the hill and it did go wrong, or we were up here and God forbid it did go wrong, I've got to practice those skills. So yeah, as I've said, seek the knowledge first, and then once you've kind of sought the knowledge, make sure you practice with the kit that you're going to be using. See you in the next one.